YouTube, Tim the Tool Guy here. I just wanted to show you my latest creation. I just bought, on this rental house, I'm about to do a whole bunch of trim work on the windows and doors. I've got window sills to make, just window stops, door. I got it all. So I realized I needed a table saw. So I bought this beauty right here. It's a DeWalt. Right now you can get it on Amazon for 270 bucks. I believe it's the 745 model. It's their most compact. And I've been wanting one of these Paulk workbenches for a while now. So since I got the table saw, I'm like, I gotta build one. By the way, you guys need to check out Ron Paulk, P-A-U-L-K, on YouTube. He's famous for all of his jigs and the Paulk workbench. He has several different versions, a total station that can accommodate a miter saw, a router table, all in one. It's really cool. So that's where I got this idea. And I will show you how it works when I finish building it. So all I have left is put the top on, but before I did that, I wanted to show kind of the inner workings. The table saw will sit on these rails on the end of the table, and the workbench will be the outfeed. So while I have it open, I put a couple of bolts to act as stops. So I push it in, it won't kind of get lost in the bench, and when I pull them out, I'll know when to stop. So you'll have to measure that according to your own table saw design and all that. You can get the plans on just a link from Ron Paulk's YouTube page. I recommend do that. I have them mounted on these Keter tables, work tables, which are I really like these. So when I pull up to a client's place, I can use both tables together. If I just am doing a real small project, I can just pull one out. If I'm really doing a lot of carpentry or whatever, pull both out and use that as my stand for the table, or for the workbench. So without delay, let me put the top on and show you how it works from there. By the way, just to show you how I was able to do that so fast, I use my finger as a guide when I'm running it along the edge. That way it's not like all over the place and dripping all on the sides. Okay, it's basically done. All I have left is to run some sandpaper around the edges. I'm going to hit every corner, every sharp area. So let me show you how it works. Oh, by the way, I've used 1/2-inch ply for the whole thing. It is only 2 sheets of plywood, 1/2-inch 4x8s, 2 5.5 foot, I believe. I'm going to show you what poles I used. They're actually line posts. You get them in the fencing section. These are 1 5/8. Yeah, 5.5 foot, 16 gauge. I used 1 3/4 inch hole saw. I didn't have a 1 5/8, but it probably would have been too tight to use 1 5/8. These brackets that the poles are in, I have 2 in the back, well, 2 in the middle, and 2 here. And they are adjustable. So if I needed to move the saw up and down a little bit, take these screws out, make my adjustment. So let's set her up. Okay, first, pull the post out. Grab the table saw out. Set it on the posts. And there we are. It sits. So what I did, the 745 is smaller. It doesn't have as much of a tabletop. So I created a piece here, and there were some screws and stuff, so I had to, you can see it better on this side. So the first layer, 3/4 inch, I kind of had to cut out some little areas for the screws, and as well as a handhold, which I'm going to trim this out a little bit more so I can get my hand in there. And basically, I just attached the first layer of plywood to these the metal frame of the table saw with just, I think, number 1024 screws and bolts. So on this side, on the right side, I have 3, 1, 2, and then 1 in here. And then I fabricated, Ron Paulk can show you how he did it as well. He's basically the same thing. A sandwich of 3 pieces. The middle piece is cut flat. The other 2 are beveled, so it sits on the post nicely. The right side I couldn't bring it all the way out like this side because of the fence release is right here, but it still rides well. Not bad. I will take it. See a little bit of daylight. There we are. So there you go. That's my version of the Paulk Workbench.